Okay, so quickly, my name is Richmond Kuleape. I'm a PhD student at the University of Freiburg, and I'm associated with Fraunhofer Institute, all in Germany. My project is associated with, or it's related to agrivoltaics, and it's supposed to assess the climate, bioclimate conditions in West Africa. So the whole idea is to assess the bioclimate conditions. If you can see in the diagram, the bioclimate, there are generally five bioclimate. Yeah. The purpose is to associate this to be able to design systems that are suitable for this climate and to develop build a model that at the end of the day, during project development, one can specifically design systems that are suitable for this area.
Okay, so then let's go to the next slide, please. So the objective, okay, so agrivoltaics requires a little bit of optimization process, which we can see here, and it requires that because it's a little bit different from the conventional systems, it requires light you to analyze the crop needs of the system, and so this structure gives us a broad overview of what needs to be done for the optimization purposes in a systems development. So what NASA Power helps us is to be able to, the NASA Power data is supposed to help us to identify the radiation depends of the crop, and also manage the system in accordance to whether the row distances or the systems that is being developed will perfectly suit us or the project. Next slide, please. So my study is in two phases, and Power Data is helping in the phase one. And the phase one is that the Power Data, that is the analyze ready data, is being used as input data and used for the framework, which you can see on your left. The framework is supposed to be designed within the Python programming structure, and I'm supposed to consider the structure. But of course, it's a subset of a whole project that is under Fraunhofer, and we intend to develop an agrivoltaic planner, which will help the designing of agrivoltaic systems within West Africa. Next slide, please. So the output is to identify the climate facts about a particular region, average temperature, average wind speed, the water saving potential of the area. It's supposed to also give us an output of the conditions of the panel operating temperature, shading on ground, which also impacts on the crop yield. Aside that is the model is going to help us to calculate the land equivalent ratio, which is the land conservation or land saving potential of the system, which we can see from the diagram that is there. Next slide, please. So I made mention that shading impacts or has an influence on the crop development. So it's really important for development of agrivoltaics to be optimized in a well structured. This is one. The diagram to the left indicates a photosynthetically active radiation values that is calculated on ground for a specific project under the APV MAGA that we have in West Africa under the agrivoltaic. And you realize that there are three group of crops in the Venn diagram beneath this graph, and you realize that they are vegetable in the plus or blue circle, and also the crop neutral, which is in the middle, and then the negative, which is not a shade larvae group. And you can see the graph indicating from middle, giving the relation between biomass yield and photosynthetically active radiation. This is just a relation that indicates that there are a group of crops that will perform well under certain shade conditions. And of course, the last graph indicates the light saturation point of every crop. Every crop has a particular threshold of light that it needs. Excess of it's not necessary for photosynthetically active photosynthetic activities within the system. Please, next slide. Next slide. So under my analysis, under the estimation energy yield, I would consider different types of models. And in agrivoltaics, we have the monofacial, we have the bifacial, and the semi-transparent. Organic photovoltaics panels and a lab test and would penetrate into the market in the future. But because the studies in Africa, we need to look for economically viable models. So of course, we rely on mostly on the monofacial model for our analysis. And the system is supposed to be designed or the analysis is supposed to be done in a bed structure format, but we'll have it in an adjustment format such that we'll have the overhead system and interspace system. These are the two general systems that have penetrated into the market under agrivoltaics. Next slide, please. So finally, water saving potential of the area. It is important to know that agrivoltaics brings 3 dimensions within the ecosystem of agriculture and of course renewable energy or solar systems development. And we can save water from the orientation as we can see in the diagram, and we can harness water, we can produce energy and then produce food. In this such condition, you realize that West Africa has diverse climate challenges, and such a shade or such a condition prevents a lot of stresses like flood, high winds, and when it's floody and all those things. These are conditions the microsystems present a very good condition for crop development. Thank you for your attention, and I'm open for operations. Thank you. The final slide gives me an overview of why I think that agrivoltaics development is very helpful through the NASA powered data, because it has user-friendly web-based portal which we can get the data from, as we've already discussed. Thank you very much for your attention. I think the next slide should be the references. Yeah, I'm trying to work with time. Next slide, please. Yeah, thanks for your attention. Any questions?
Thank you, Richmond, for your presentation. I will now pass it on to Dee Sadish, who's up next.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.